欢迎收看今天的汉天新闻，我是张潇。首先来看美国国内消息，飓风多利安来势汹汹，估计将于本周末横扫美国佛罗里达州中部，可能成为佛州东岸过去30年来遭遇的最强飓风。目前，佛州全境已经进入紧急状态。美国总统川普已宣布因此取消波兰出访行程。
Here in Daytona, residents are already putting up those storm shutters, even though this hurricane is still several days away. There is one message from Florida officials: get ready.
Floridians need to be prepared.
Preparing and waiting.
It's better to be safe than sorry.
That's what residents are doing up and down Florida's coast as Hurricane Dorian barrels toward the U.S. mainland.
It's just stressful. I've been through this a couple times in the last 15 years, and this is the worst so far.
It's expected to make landfall as a Category 4 hurricane. A state of emergency has been declared throughout Florida, and thousands of National Guard members have been activated.
This is potentially a multi-day event where it will churn slowly across the state. That obviously creates a whole host of issues.
Officials warning people to have 7 days of food and medicine available.
While we are preparing for the worst, we're hoping for the best. But ladies and gentlemen, please take this storm seriously.
Empty store shelves, long lines at gas stations, similar scenes throughout the state.
Got a bunch of water just now, trying to get gas while we still have some.
With the Space Coast a possible target, NASA is taking no chances. It's moving Kennedy Space Center's mobile launch site off its pad and into a building, and its visitor complex is closed Sunday and Monday. Georgia officials also warning residents to keep their eyes on Dorian, a state of emergency declared in several counties there.
We could see the impacts along coastal Georgia with storm surge and higher waves this weekend.
This is a holiday weekend. Businesses, hotels, restaurants, all bracing for the impact on the bottom line. In some cases here in Daytona Beach, hotels are simply saying you have to leave Saturday. No word yet on exact dates for coming back. In Daytona Beach, I'm Whitney Wild.
当地时间8月28日，川普政府宣布将再度收紧公民身份政策，称政府外派雇员或军人在海外所生的子女将不再自动具有美国国籍。目前由政府外派的美国公民在海外所生的孩子，仍然在法律上被认为是居住在美国。但是根据新政策，自10月29日起，新生儿的父母需要走一套正式的程序，才能给子女申请美国国籍。
The new policy is being met with confusion, fear, and anger, as it takes aim at new and non-U.S. citizens who are serving the United States overseas.
So we have service members at work today who didn't sleep well last night because they're worried about their families. They're worried about the citizenship of their own kids, as they're supposed to be doing their jobs to protect the rest of us.
The policy is complicated. At its core, it takes away a residency exception made for some people serving the U.S. only because they're overseas. The kids of natural-born citizens or those who have spent longer than 5 years in the U.S. won't be affected. Those who are impacted fall into 3 main groups. The children born to American parents serving overseas who have lived in the U.S. under 5 years will now need to apply for citizenship. The new children of parents serving the United States who only become citizens after the child is born, they too have to apply. And if U.S. citizen parents serving overseas adopt a foreign child while serving, that child also has to apply.
This has nothing to do with people coming across the border without authorization. This has nothing to do with people who are threats to the United States. This is a specific policy to keep certain children of active duty military members from being U.S. citizens.
The Pentagon says this will impact around 100 people per year. The Department of Homeland Security argues that it's far lower, around 25. Thousands of immigrants serve in the U.S. military, risking their lives. Troops and their families don't have much of a say over where they're deployed, so the new policy is, in essence, a punishment.
Having served alongside immigrants who felt that patriotic call to serve, it's a total insult to their service.
当地时间29日，美国五角大楼正式成立美国太空司令部。 据报道，其任务目标是阻止美国竞争对手挑战美国的太空物资或行动。美军希望以此为落脚点，建立一支独立的太空部队。美国总统川普在指挥部成立仪式上发表了讲话。
Those who wish to harm the United States, to seek to challenge us in the ultimate high ground of space, it's going to be a whole different ballgame.
The United States Space Command officially launching in the White House Rose Garden.
SpaceCom will defend America's vital interests in space, the next warfighting domain. And I think that's pretty obvious to everybody. It's all about space.
According to the White House, Space Command will operate under the Department of Defense, consisting of 287 personnel from all military services. Its headquarters yet to be determined.
SpaceCom will boldly deter aggression and outpace America's rivals.
President Trump is hoping this new unified combatant command will roll out the creation of a sixth U.S. military branch, the United States Space Force, which the Trump administration submitted a proposal to Congress to create earlier this year.
The Space Force will organize, train, and equip warriors to support SpaceCom's mission. With today's action, we open another great chapter in the extraordinary history of the United States military.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
下一轮民主党党内辩论的时间被定为9月12日，地点在德州的休斯顿。在这段时间中，将参与2020总统大选的民主党党内候选人人数已经大幅度减少，从之前的20多人减至目前的10人。
The Democratic National Committee doubled polling and fundraising requirements for September debate entry. The result, just 10 candidates in Houston, one night of debates instead of 2.
The advantage of it is that you'll have all the candidates on one stage, and for me, it just means more people are watching and I'll be able to make my case.
Some who couldn't make the cut decided to call it quits. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand of New York exited the race Wednesday.
But it's important to know when it's not your time and to know how you can best serve your community and country.
But not every long shot sees the polls at this point the same way. Hawaii Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard, who met the debate's fundraising threshold but not the polling requirement, says there's more to campaigning than debating.
I'm going to continue to focus on moving our campaign forward, continuing this grassroots campaign, continuing to deliver our message to the American people and ask for their support.
With the paring down of participants, candidates who will be on the stage see a new phase.
Now that we have 10 candidates that the American people, I believe, are mostly going to be focused on, it's an opportunity.
Especially in Iowa, where voters get the first say.
This is when we move into the fall portion of the campaign, where candidates are really anxious to get out there, staff up, bring their campaign to Iowa, and hit the ground running.
When candidates take the debate stage next, there will be less than 5 months before those first February caucuses. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
美国科罗拉多州丹佛市一名女子8月28日向法院起诉，称自己被迫独自在监狱牢房里生下孩子。据悉，这名女子今年26岁，入狱时已有8个月身孕，入狱原因为盗窃。今年7月31日，她向监狱值班人员报告了自己要生产，但无人理睬，无人照顾。
A pregnant Diana Sanchez inside her Denver County jail cell in July 2018. She says she suffered through the experience of labor alone.
Nobody was helping me. There's so many people there and nobody lifted a finger, basically.
Sanchez has filed a federal lawsuit against the city and county of Denver and 6 individuals.
The failure to provide care to a woman who is in labor and a baby who is born without any medical assistance in a dirty jail cell, this is not civilized.
After Sanchez gave birth to a boy, she says a male nurse came inside her jail cell.
Picks up the baby as though he's never seen one in his life. I mean, the lack of any sort of compassion is astounding.
Sanchez alleges in her suit that the staff at the jail saw it as, quote, inconvenient to take her to the hospital during the jail's booking process, and that the staff was totally unequipped to care for the baby.
That pain was it's indescribable. And what hurts me more, though, is the fact that nobody cared.
The Denver Sheriff's Department conducted an internal investigation and said the deputies acted appropriately, but as a result of the incident, the department has changed its policy and any inmate in labor will be transported to the hospital immediately. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
相关部门目前还在全美范围内通缉在逃的一对凶犯夫妻。这两人今年4月在亚利桑那州的图森涉嫌谋害了一名72岁的老人。之后可能借由紧急医疗通道等方式逃离，之后不知所踪。执法部门称两人非常危险，很有可能再度作案，希望民众能够提供线索。
Wanted for murder, these two suspects, a husband and wife, are on the run after overpowering the security guards transporting them across the country. Authorities say Blaine Barksdale, who has ties to the Aryan Brotherhood, and his wife Susan pretended to have some kind of emergency, forcing their guards to pull over.
How did they overpower these guards?
We believe that they used some kind of a medical emergency or a medical bathroom break for them to pull over to the side of the road. And once they got over to the side of the road, they were able to overpower them, bind them, and threw them in the back of the van they were in.
The Barksdales are suspected in the April murder of 72-year-old Frank Bly of Tucson, Arizona. His home burned, but his body never found. Bly's brother telling CNN Frank had a relationship with the Barksdales, especially the wife.
Sue and my brother were very good friends. And it was just it was a good friendship relationship.
Police haven't commented on the motive, but the Barksdales also face robbery charges. William Bly stunned that the couple was able to get away.
We thought everything was going to be fine. You know, we actually thought that this week they were going to be in Arizona and they were going to start all the court processing and everything like that. And now everything is just up in the air. They don't know what's going to happen right now.
In May, police arrested the couple in upstate New York. This week, the cross-country extradition. The couple making their escape, attacking the guards on Monday in southern Utah.
It took a few hours for the guards to break out of the van, where they were able to notify the local sheriff's department. So what kind of concerns me at this point is that they need money and maybe another vehicle.
That's why authorities worry about the potential for more violent crimes. On the lam now for a couple of days, the Barksdales could be anywhere. Dan Simon, CNN.
休息一下，马上回来。